and then her husband started having a... Hi everyone, I'm Tami Quezada with United Country Real Estate Team Idaho, and today I am joined by Nils Peterson, who is the Executive Director for Moscow Affordable Housing Trust. First question, what is Moscow Affordable Housing Trust?
Moscow Affordable Housing Trust is a community resource to create and preserve affordable homeownership in our community. And everybody uses that A word. I start differently than most contractors do. They start from their costs, try to squeeze them.
Okay.
I start from what can you afford?
With the Moscow Affordable Housing Trust, I understand that you're looking at it for the affordability, so somebody to be able to buy the home, correct? Mm-hmm. Okay. Mm-hmm. So what does that number look like?
So I use the federal rules, which most banks use also. You should spend no more than 30% of your gross income on your housing. Let's say it was $36,000 just for easy math. Divide by 12, that's $3,000 a month.
Okay.
30%, $900. If you're making $36,000 AGI, you should be spending $900 a month on your housing. That's the federal definition of affordability.
Okay.
Now you and I know there's not much around here to rent for $900, and there is nothing to buy if $900 is what your payment is.
Right.
But that, if you got that, you'd say, that feels pretty good. Mm-hmm. That feels affordable. So what we say is we are trying to reach Moscow's workforce. And this is folks who are earning, depending on household size, low 50,000s down to 40,000.
Okay.
That kind of a range. A single person earning at 40,000 would be kind of the top of who we're working with.
Okay.
And we would like to slide down from that to maybe 36,000.
Okay.
And if a single person, get them into a house if that's what they earn.
So with this Moscow Affordable Housing Trust, how did it come to be?
So Moscow Affordable Housing Trust was started by a group of folks who were on the City of Moscow Fair and Affordable Housing Commission. That's a group that advises City Council on a variety of housing issues. Okay. What they realized was advising the City Council didn't make housing. They needed to leave the city's organization and create the trust as an engine to actually do something.
So how did you become the executive director?
My wife knew Carl Johnson, who is the board president.
Okay.
And Carl bought me coffee. And I told him that this was a really hard job. And I could list all the reasons this was going to be difficult. And Carl thanked me. Okay. And he went away.
That was it?
That was it.
They're just going to let you stew on it.
6 months later, he calls me up, says, there's a board meeting tonight. You need to come because we're going to hire you.
Okay.
And sure enough, they did.
So what was your background then?
I'm an architect by training.
Okay.
I graduated during Ronald Reagan's recession, which tells you how old I am. And there was no work for architects. So I went to work at WSU doing what I knew how to do, which was computer programming.
Really?
And I thought, I'll just wait out the recession. Mm-hmm. Well, 25 years later, I finally got back to doing architecture, and I built this building for myself.
Okay.
And then was doing some other stuff, still working at WSU. And then retired from WSU in 2010. The trust was founded in 2009, incorporated, and it was 2014 when they hired me.
Okay. Any pitfalls? Lessons learned. Biggest lesson learned.
Biggest lesson learned.
All of this, whether it's personally, professionally.
Finding the money is hard. When I say I'm not going to sell you the land, doesn't mean I didn't have to pay for it.
Correct.
Right? And in actuality, I'll sell you what you can afford. And whatever you can't afford, I'm going to call the land.
Right.
So we're back to this finding the subsidy process. And that's the challenge. I'm trying to put together a proposal right now for a big grant
Mm-hmm.
and starting to lay out, well, what is it going to cost to build this house and all the pieces?
Mm-hmm.
And then what resources do you have to do this with?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm $50,000 a house short right now. I got to go out and scratch my head and say, where's that money coming from
Okay.
to make the project work?
Okay. Well, I think that's part of, our company's hope is that we're already partnering with you, and if we can spread the word and get people, on board and invested, that can be part of the solution. I'm really trying to help.
And I think as you do that, and I appreciate that, we start to get a buzz.
Mm-hmm.
We start to have a waiting list. We start to have people saying, I wish that would go faster. I'd like to help that go faster.
Yes.
And so that then moves us forward in terms of helping find more resources or more partners that bring things to the table.
Cool. So would you say that in our area, in having been involved with this, that with COVID and supply chain and lack of skilled workers in the trades, would you say that this is making it more difficult to try to, bring affordable housing to Moscow?
It's crazy difficult. It's crazy. The houses, the 3 townhouses we did that we sold in 2020,
Mm-hmm.
we put in about $50,000 in subsidy per house.
Oh, I didn't realize that.
Yes, $50,000. That was a bargain.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now trying to figure out how to put in $100,000 in subsidy per house.
Okay.
And that's just means finding more money. It's that simple.
Okay.
The buyer doesn't get richer just because the house gets more expensive.
Okay.
And so my job is to bridge the gap.
Okay. Thank you. So this concludes the first part of our series. The next interview that I have with Nils, we're going to cover more of the particulars and the nitty-gritty and the details as far as the scope of what the trust does and how it can help the buyer. Thank you, Nils, for having us out to your barn today. And I'm Tami Quezada with United Country Real Estate Team Idaho, and we'll see you soon.